Hey guys, it's time for card class. I am going to create with this pumpkin spice card making stamp and thin cut set. I really liked this variegated look. I love the way it trickled down, and then another maker, Brenda, made some amazing cards that I kind of did a little bit different, but still used what idea she had, and so I thank her for her generosity there. Like I said, we're playing with this pumpkin spice card making stamp set and thin cut. Everything that you see raised image means that it's a thin cut in this stamp set. And then we're going to also do, I'm going to demonstrate a shaker window. And so in your core book, so in your big book, on page 65, we have our circle shaker window foam and acetate. And you will need this when you're doing shaker cards. And it's been a while since I've done one, so I thought it would be, well, one, good practice or a good laugh, you know, because sometimes they're touchy. But we're going to get through it, and hopefully you guys will be excited about what I create for you today. So let's get started, and we're just going to do, again, I always use a value pack, so we're just going to use the white daisy cardstock. And remember, it comes with a envelopes. Good golly, I can't think today. So I'm going to start with some copper ore paper. And this is just like a 1/2 inch strip. And oh, if you didn't notice, I'm using our new Tombow Mono Air permanent adhesive. This stuff is so slick. It is amazing at how well it works. And I apologize, my phone is going off, but we are okay. So I'm just laying that strip down, and then I wanted to do something different, and I wanted to showcase, because there's so much in the core book, I didn't want us to miss out. So I wanted to play with this wood grain paper. I love the paper pack. It's got gray tones, it's got brown tones. It's just really fun to play with. So that's on page 24 in the core book. So the cards I create today are all made with the wood tone paper. And so we're just, can you see how slick that tape is? It's just amazing. And we're just gonna lay that way. Then I have a piece of our Harbor glitter. Isn't that stunning? Yes, I know it's too long. I need my scratch paper to glue on when I'm doing videos. I do them a little different, so. And I'm just gonna lay this, and this is just a 1/4 inch strip. And just going to trim that piece. So voila, there's the base of our card. Now, I wanted to show you a rolling technique, and I know I've showed it to you before, but I thought it would be fun to kind of revisit it again. I'm just using some scratch paper, and I have the 2 pumpkins out of that stamp set because, like I said, it's a stamp and thin cut. Look at all the amazing thin cuts you get with it. So I'm going to do a technique that's called rolling, and I'm using Sundance and Paprika, and you always start with the light color first. And let's see. I think I need, okay, so, and I've stamped and cleaned it, so I'm inking it, just twist, twist, inking it really well, and then I'm going to roll it, bring this down a little bit so you can see, I'm just going to roll my wrist, and then I'm going to stamp. Now, when you do this technique, you have to clean your stamp every time you move forward. You can't re-ink and just do it again. You'll muddy up your light colored ink pad really fast. It will become a different color than what you wanted. So same technique, and then just slightly rolling the edges, and depending on how heavy your hand is when you roll, depends on your color combination. I know in the past, we've done it with different items, and I'm looking for something really quickly. I apologize. Oh, so I don't know if it was last year or the year before, I did this little practice sheet. I did the rolling technique with some leaves. So you have cinnamon and Sundance, fern and canary, fern and cinnamon, and mink and glacier. So it gives you, like I said, I just saved that for a practice sheet just in case someone wants to see. But that's what those cute little pumpkins look like now. So isn't that fun? Adds another dimension. These pumpkins already have character to them in the book. Oh, they stuck to my page. So as you can see stamped here, you can see their character, and you can see their character as their image. But I thought it added a little pop to the card if we added a rolling technique. It just made it a little bit more fun. Let's see, I need some sequins. Okay, so let's, oh, I do need to stamp one more thing. As soon as my stamp set here. And I'm going to get the Harbor ink just to give it a little fun technique. And there you go. All right. So we have that. Okay, now let's get some foam tape going here, and I'm going to attach. I'm usually not this wild, but oh, okay. I'm just going to put a little sticky here because I want to add a couple leaves to this. Sometimes you have to play with these a little bit to get them until you get, so I just added some leaves. Then I'm going to add a foam tape to hold them down. Some more foam tape. we're gonna just put this one flush. So like that. And then this is our new pickup stick from Close to My Heart. It comes flat like this, and you just put it in a electric pencil sharpener. If you find this stick's too long, cut it in half. It's like a little silicone tube, so it's easy to work with. And I'm missing... Sorry, ladies. And then I'm just going to, I put my sequins. This is the new autumn one. It's going away when this book goes away, which is the end of the month. And I am just going to pick up some sequins. And I just like to lay them on my glue dots. And then I'll come back and pick them off. I think I'm gonna add some gold because we use that Sundance too. This might not be as easy to pick up out of here. I have a jar going also. So then I'm just going to use my scissors. Wasn't that funny? Popped it right off the glue dot. Just to add a little bit of pizzazz, a little bit of fun. Oops, 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 oops. Let's do this one. And tuck one in under here, and voila. So who can tell me if there's a boo-boo on this card? If you leave a comment in there, I will tell you if you are correct, and you might get a little treat. So anyway, there's a card ready to go. Fun and easy using that pumpkin spice. Now, I promised that I would create a shaker card for you. So, I've kind of done all the pieces ahead of time. I'm going to build my shaker base window. So I've already cut out my circle. I've cut out the top piece. So you have that. And then I just want to make sure that I have everything together the way it's supposed to be. So this is when your little powder puff anti-static pouch is going to be your absolute best friend. And you want to dot it well. It is anti-static on purpose. It is the best way to, and you use it mainly so that your sequins, you know, when you try to get into your sequins and they stick all over your hands and everything, that's why you want that anti-static pouch, to prevent that. I am looking, oh, here it is. So the shaker foam, and you get, I believe you get 6 to a package. And they look like this, and then you have an acetate window. So the cool thing is you're only using this outer part, and you have all this extra pieces to use as foam tape. I take a pretty thin embossing tool, and I have always learned to go like this. Now, some people like to cut. I just have not found that to work well for me. And then I kind of pinch so that I can lift. Oh, sorry, you can't see. So I kind of pinch with my nail until it kind of gives me an air pocket. Can you see that, where it gave me an air pocket? Okay. And carefully, without pulling too hard and too fast, because you will misshape this circle if you do that. So you just kind of, and the more times you go around that circle with your dry embossing tool, I find the better. And this is, and I will tell you right now, you really want to do this in a well lit area, or you have lots of lights on. And so voila, so far so good. And I just kind of press, run it through, just so it seals. I know the anti-static pouch is there, but I still want it to seal. I am going to go in with my anti-static pouch along the edge, so that, because it's still sticky and I don't want my sequences to, and my beads to stick to that edge. But before I do that, I stamped 2 acorns, which are also part of that stamp set. And I am just going to lay them in my area here. So just like that, okay? And then I'm making sure I have everything. I have that, I have that. Okay, so then I'm just gonna pour I always try to make sure they can kind of move, and that I like my color choices. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. I think it's got enough orange in it. It's looking good. So now I am going to take a piece of washi tape, and I just learned this trick, and I want to say it's from one of our consultants down south, or down in Australia. I'm not sure about that, but anyway, this is the coolest trick to get that that protective layer off your acetate. Put a piece of washi tape on one side and lift, and it absolutely clings and comes off. Isn't that so cool? I think that's the best trick. That is just amazing. And then this again is where your anti-static pouch, you kind of want to rub it. And again, so that the beads sequence won't jump up onto your window when you're trying to, well, first it helps, I've done that before too, get it all laid down, and then you have to take the tape off. And again, this is where you want to be really, really careful, because experience will tell you that yes, you can spill all of those things, no problem. Easy to do. And then I just kind of start in one area and kind of just lay it up there. And again, just kind of pinch. Things aren't moving the way you want them to. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of moving around, playing with it. But the biggest thing is just to make sure it's nicely sealed, because you've gone to all this work. You don't want it not to be sealed. Okay? All right. And now we're going to just attach. And I'm just going to attach with this new Tombow. A liquid glass would work too. A liquid glue. I'm just a really big fan of the Tombow adhesive. I know you have to kind of wipe it. You kind of have to wipe it to make sure. And then it sits just like that. So there is your shaker card. Pretty cool, huh? All right. So let's get building and having some fun with this card. Again, I'm using the wood grain paper and my Tombow. And this is where I like the Versamat because you can line the lines up really easily. And before I put the Harbor ink down, I want to stamp my sentiment really quickly. So let's get that going. And I'm going to do a Season of Thanks, which is off of that stamp set also. And I'm going to stamp some Harbor. I love all the different fonts in these new stamp sets that we have. And I think they're just amazing. They just add a little punch to it. So then I'm going to attach this is Harbor glitter paper, and you get 3 sheets to a package. So that means that you have lots of fun that you can play with this color. The new glitter papers are amazing. So it really warms up that wood tone that you have going right there. So let's go ahead and attach. I think I'm going to attach that. And I am actually going to attach it with some really sticky tape that I have. The red line tape would work. Just because, again, you've gone to all that work, you don't want them to be popping off. You have to be really careful when you put it on any kind of glitter paper. It has a tendency not to stick as well, so you really want to make sure your paper is there and working well. And again, let's do this. Let's add some leaves to the front of our pumpkins. This is all part, these sequins are out of that autumn pack. Can you believe this book's almost over with? I'm just amazed. I don't feel like I've gotten to play with enough of the fun stuff yet. But it is coming, because Holly and Ivy are coming, and I can hardly wait. It's a pretty unique paper pack, and it's very traditional. If you like traditional colors, you're going to love Holly and Ivy. The next book that you guys will be receiving here shortly does not have traditional, it's not a holiday. It's a winter book. And so that should tell you there what to expect in it. And then I think I'm going to, so you can see I've used up the foam tape that I did for an earlier shaker card. It's nice to be able to have those extra pieces. They're nice fill-in pieces. Sometimes you just need a little piece. So we're gonna put this on the card. So yeah, so if you're, not to say there isn't some very cute Christmas stamps coming, but as far as paper, it's more winter than it is Christmas. So your Holly and Ivy is your Christmas. Oh, come on down. Oh, come on. Okay. So we have the pumpkin like that. Let's add a few more sequins. Oh, that one just, the clear one got it. Those clear ones stick so well to everything. Oops, that one didn't get the dot. I was fishing for that one, so the nice little coppery colored one to give you a look up there. And let's add one more copper. Stuck to my nail. All right, so there is the second card that we created. Here's the first card and the second card, and now that I look at it, I think I want to add a couple more. I don't know, I like the way those leaves look on the pumpkins. I think they add a nice little accent piece. So like that. So there is 2 cards using the pumpkin spice card making stamp set. But you know me, I got carried away, and so here is another one for you. And again, using the wood grain paper, super easy. This is a pattern in the new card making pattern book. I think it's 5. The only difference is I did it long rather than this way. So you have to add a couple more, but fun. Again, use the rolling technique. And the last card is another fun little shaker card that, again, using the wood grain and the pumpkin. I did ink around the edges, but these cards were created using that one stamp set and making a couple shaker cards and changing it out and using the wood grain paper. We used mocha glitter. I don't think, oh, because these two both had glow mocha. These two had Harbor. So you get that fun look of how that stamp set. You learned a rolling technique. You learned how to make a shaker card. And I challenge you to make a shaker card. yes, they're intimidating. I was nervous the first couple times I made one, but the more I make them, I realize they are just way too fun not to play with. All right, ladies, have fun, enjoy. Hope you're doing something super exciting. Have a great day. I miss you all.